100 naira ko. Estambaseko.
Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to another edition of the program Lagos This Morning, where we look at trending issues in Lagos State and also across the country. I would like to say Happy New Month and a Happy Christmas in advance to everyone watching us right now. I'm Olajide Taufik Olamide.
I am Adeni Adiola.
All right, let's go to the main headlines for today quickly. Atiku, weakest candidate among frontrunners, says Oshiomole. Dawn backs federal government policy on mother tongue teaching. Abia women get law to inherit parents' property. Final year student stabbed to death by his friend over girlfriend in Bauchi. How we arrested student who criticized Aisha Buhari, that is coming from the Federal Capital Territory Police Force. UK-based Nigerian laments constant billing from relatives in Nigeria. NDLEA arraigns Lagos suspect nabbed with 194 billion naira cocaine. Aisha Buhari Twitter critic remanded in prison. And lastly, federal borrowing should be strictly for production. That is coming from the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. All right, let's have you.
Atiku weakest candidates among frontrunners, Oshiomole. Former national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), Adams Oshiomole, said the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, does not have the normal justification to preach unity in Nigeria. According to the former governor of Edo State, Atiku is a serial betrayer and the weakest of all the frontline candidates for the 2023 presidential election. Oshiomole, a deputy director general of the presidential candidates campaign council of Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, said Atiku is the weakest link among the three leading candidates, including Tinubu and Peter Obi of the Labour Party.
Well, for Oshiomole to come out to say Atiku is actually the weakest out of the three frontrunners of this 2023 presidency. Well, I actually think it is normal because Oshiomole is from the APC while Atiku is the PDP as well. And he also said something like Atiku can't even unite his own home, his own family. Then how does he want to unite Nigeria? I think that's a kind of concern for Nigerians as well, and people actually rooting for him. Because they say charity begins at home. So if you can't organize your home, how do you want to organize over 200 million people successfully? It's just something worrisome. What do you think?
I think the same way, because if you can't unite what is happening currently in your party, what are you going to do about Nigeria that has so many crises? So Oshiomole is right on that.
Alright, we have 24 people watching us right now. Thank you all for joining us on this program. This is Lagos This Morning. We're talking about different headlines for this morning. Atiku weakest among frontrunners, says Oshiomole. What do you think? You can be part of this program by dropping your comment in the live chat and we would read it out and also discuss it. Alright, let's go on to the next one quickly. Let's go on to the next one. All right. The federal borrowing should be strictly for production, says the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi. The presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, has explained his consumption to production theory, which is the punchline for his presidential campaign. In a statement made available to newsmen, Obi said federal borrowing for consumption must stop and be channeled into regenerative projects, adding that if elected, his administration would reduce the cost of governance in the country. He further added that the country must look beyond oil and look forward to growth-enabling entrepreneurship by expanding physical infrastructure through market-driven reforms. What do you think?
I think Obi is a very like accurate man. He knows what's up with the country, and I think he has like ideas of how to bring some things to normal
Of course.
in Nigeria. So he's not just a statistics man, a man that is based on statistics. He knows everything. If you don't use statistics in this life, you cannot excel.
Of course.
It's the truth. So I think Obi is on the right path to everything good in Nigeria.
Well, for me, federal borrowing, as Obi has said, that federal borrowing should be strictly for production. Actually, that is okay. That's a good idea for progressive-minded people, because it's just like human being, you borrowing money to actually, fund an occasion. People who borrow money to do their weddings, probably to do flamboyant burial for their parent or something, or their grandparent. They end up running into debt, and after the occasion where people have gone, they now start looking for money to pay back and the likes. I think it's just the normal ideology. That is how everything should be. Even personally, as a human being, if you borrow money to, okay, let's say you borrow money now to do something that won't yield profit for you, you end up running into debt and trying to figure out how to pay back. But if you borrow money to fund your business, though they will say business too is 50-50, but you are not borrowing money to start the business. The business has been moving already. So if you borrow money, you invest in it, you actually make profit, then return the person's money conveniently. You even pay back with interest. So I think it's just a normal way of thinking. If for a normal thinking person, you should borrow for production and not for consumption. You don't borrow money to pay salaries. If you borrow money to pay salary, how would you pay the person that you borrowed from? So it doesn't make sense, actually, from my point of view. All right, let's move on.
Well, the next one we have here, Don's back FG policy on mother tongue teaching. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved a new national language policy for primary schools. The policy makes mother tongue a compulsory medium of instruction from primary 1 to 6. The Minister of Education, Adamu, revealed this while briefing State House correspondents shortly after this week's Federal Executive Council meeting, chaired by the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Adamu revealed that the mother tongue will be used exclusively for the first 6 years of education, after which it will be combined with the English language in junior secondary school 1.
Wow. Usage of mother tongue in teaching for the first 6 years. Well, who are the teachers that will teach with the mother tongue?
Mother tongue is no
your native language.
Native language.
Yeah.
From primary 1 to 6.
I think it's a good idea, but it is not something you can just like do immediately. It is something let's just say in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years or so. Because if you just like change the education system now and say maybe starting from tomorrow or starting from next year, people should start teaching with their mother tongue. Some people don't even know how to speak their mother tongue correctly and fluently. So how do you expect them to communicate to the student effectively? It's not possible. How would they teach maths now with Yoruba language or with Igbo? No, it's just something. It is achievable. It's actually achievable, but it is not immediate. It is not immediate solution. There are other things to do when it comes to education. Let's work on the history. Stop teaching people history of the white men. No, teach us African history, strictly on Nigerian history. That is what is most important to us. And also they should revamp the education sector, because education now, they are teaching people, most people in the education sector, most students, they teach students to be employees. They don't teach them to be employers. That is why most of these people, when they graduate, they are thinking of getting a job instead of starting a business. Most people are just being forced to go into the entrepreneurship line due to the fact that when it comes to looking for work or something like that, for a position, you can see maybe 1,000 people actually coming for interview. So it is just because there are so many people in the labor market being choked up looking for work. That's why people have been forced to start their business. It's not like majority of them actually want to do so. So the government should just kind of bring up all this kind of institution whereby they actually teach actual entrepreneurship or skill-based institutions, strictly skill-based. By the time these people graduate, they will be employers and they will employ those that are in the theoretical line. So there should just be a balance in between it. So because if everybody is going to school just to read books and actually maybe cram, memorize, and pour it down, la cram, la pour in the exam, when they come out of the school, is all those things applicable in the real world? Majority of them are not applicable. So I just think there are more pressing issues than mother tongue stuff. That's what I just think. Alright, Aisha Buhari's Twitter critic remanded in prison. A 500 level student of the Federal University of Dutse, Aminu Mohammed, accused of criticizing the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, has been remanded in a custodial center. It was gathered that the 24-year-old was remanded after his arraignment at the FCTI court on Tuesday. Well, I saw something about this guy yesterday night where people entered his Twitter page. Then they saw a post whereby that time that Deborah Samuel was killed, some people actually made a vest. They printed a picture on it, probably to do a solidarity work or something. And they posted that anybody that put on that shirt in Bauchi State would be dealt with.
That's what the boy.
That was what he posted. So people were now like, oh, so this boy we are even apologizing and begging for, and people, this guy we are even fighting for them to free him. So he's not even a good person. How can someone be killed like that and you support this person? And now you have been caught inside the same web. So people are now like apologizing to Aisha Buhari, like, oh, we are very sorry for defending the boy. You can give him extra 2 years or 5 years, or just keep him for how long you like. Okay.
The thing there is, okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Wow.
Same thing Atiku did when he posted. At least the guy didn't bring his own down. Atiku that defended the lady, and then because of what the North were saying, because they said they would not vote for him and stuff like that, he brought the post down. Yeah. So anybody can say anything online. Anybody can. I don't think. Okay, aside, probably that was why he was arrested. Probably because of Samuel Deborah. Because I can't think it's because of what.
No, he actually supported what the Northerners.
Okay, what the Northerners did.
He supported, like, if they should wear any clothes to march for solidarity, protest for her, they would deal with the person or something like that. So he was in support. People are now like, this guy is not even a good person. Let them go and deal with him anyhow they like. So the people you have been supporting before, now you've been caught in their web. Let them deal with you anyhow. So it's just something else. We have 20 people watching us. You can be part of this program by dropping your comment as well. Drop your comment. Let us see. All right, let's move on quickly.
All right. The next one we have here is Abia women get law to inherit parents' money. Abia State Governor Okezi Ikpeazu on Wednesday signed a bill which guaranteed the right of females to inherit and own property in their father's family. According to Ikpeazu, his administration will always lean on the side of raising the discharge of its obligations to the people of the states. He noted that it had become anachronistic to continue to treat women as second-class citizens in their families. With the female person's rights of inheritance property law 2022, Abia has become one of the first states in the country to protect the rights of women to inheritance.
Well. Let's say the right of women to inheritance. Have women really been deprived of their parents' inheritance over time like that?
I don't think so. There are so many women that have inherited their father's properties and stuff like that.
So I think probably in Abia State they've been deprived, because I don't think there's a right thinking person who actually deprive a woman of his father's property. Like, they've been siblings just because she's a lady. It's just 50-50. If you are 10 or 15, you have to share it accordingly. That is if the man or the parent or the mother or father didn't share it before they die or something. I actually think it's a good development, in society whereby men are being seen to be the stronger or having more edge over women. It's a kind of equality stuff. So it's actually a plus for the Abia people. Now to the next one. NDLEA arraigned Lagos suspect nabbed with 194 billion naira cocaine. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency on Wednesday arraigned 5 suspects arrested during a raid on a warehouse where cocaine valued at 194.8 billion naira were seized in the Ikorodu area of Lagos State. They are facing 6 counts bordering on conspiracy, unlawful importation of 2,139.55 kilograms of cocaine, engaging in the organization, management and financing of a drug trafficking organization, and unlawful possession of drugs. The agency's prosecuting counsel, Umar Hussein, said the defendants were arrested with the drugs between the months of July and September 18 and 19, 2022.
How are they importing this cocaine in? I don't understand.
That is what I want to ask.
Are there no like people that inspect and check things that are coming into Nigeria?
Of course. There are.
I hope they won't destroy like they destroyed the previous one.
Oh well, I just think you know, I would like to first of all like applaud the NDLEA. I would like to applaud them for actually doing this thing, like arraigning these people, bringing them to court to face the court of law or something. But on the other hand, you know, for someone to bring in that huge amount of cocaine, that worth more than 194 billion, not even million, billion, not 1 billion, not 2 billion, not 10 billion, not 50 billion, 194 point something billion naira. Those set of people wouldn't have done it on their own. They will need people that will be at the airport or something. If they are bringing it through the waterways, they will need people who are there. They will need the security personnel. So Nigerians are not just foolish that will just believe anything. We think, okay, you've got these people now. Since they've arrested these people, how many top people have they brought to book? Like, okay, you have been linked to this thing. How many? Or did they drop this cocaine from the sky? No. Did they make it to disappear into the thin air? No. It's actually, maybe the cocaine went through the airport or the seaport or something. So you actually need to make investigations and actually pick up some people. They are not just the one. Those people can't actually move this kind of big stuff just like that. So I think they need to be more truthful about their investigation, not just trying to paint themselves as good people, as if they are doing their work. Though they are doing their work fine, but they need to actually come out and be truthful with people, because people don't just think things like hook, line and sinker. We have a comment here. Women don't inherit property in Igbo land. Is cultural thing in Igbo land. Well, I think the governor is actually going against culture now.
Culture?
Yeah, their culture there. Women don't inherit properties. Like it's only their men that actually inherit it. Well, should we say civilization is actually edging out some kind of cultural stuffs when it comes to giving women their rights to own, to actually claim properties of their parents? Well, let's see. Time will tell. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All right. The next one we have here is: final year student stabbed to death by his friend over girlfriend in Bauchi. A 25-year-old final year student of Adamu Tafawa Balewa College of Education, Kangere, Bauchi State, Usman Manitifi, has been murdered by his friend identified as Kamal Komal, 25 years old, a fellow final year student of the same school. An eyewitness account by one of the students who pleaded anonymity said that the suspect is known to be a drug addict. On the fateful date, there was a heated argument between the two friends over who is the real boyfriend of a female student, as the two of them are laying claim to her, the witness narrated. Late Usman then said that he has left the girl for him, Kamal, who warned that he should not be seen around the girl again or he will blame himself for whatever happens to him. We then told Usman to leave. Usman then went back to the room to take his belongings as he was about to go out. We were all standing when Kamal came running after him. We didn't know that he was holding a knife in his hand. He just rushed and stabbed him on the side 3 times. Usman then fell down on the ground with blood rushing.
Oh, strange. And we have someone commenting, Paul Sky. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Paul Sky from wherever you're watching us. Good morning. You can be part of this program by dropping your comment. You can see Star Daniel Money Guys is having a smiling emoji. You're welcome to the program, Mr. Star Daniel, and thank you for watching. That was yesterday. Thank you for joining us today as well. You can actually do well to tell your friend as well to join us on this program that comes up every morning from Monday till Saturday from 8 o'clock till 9. Alright, let's go to the discussion. A guy actually stabbing his friend over a lady. I think the rate of violence in relationships nowadays is just alarming.
The violence is not between the lady and the guy again. It's between guys fighting over a lady.
But how can two guys be fighting over a lady?
Lady is beautiful, I guess.
Which lady is beautiful? Which lady is beautiful?
Can't you fight for a lady?
How will I fight for a lady? Am I when I'm not mentally unstable? How can I fight for a lady? No. I'm not so low like that. If you want to go, you feel free to go. No. So you can fight for a guy. You can fight because of a guy.
How will I fight because of a guy?
So you're expecting me to fight because of a guy?
No, you are a guy. So I'm talking like from the aspects of what happened. Like, can you fight for someone you love? You know, love is worth fighting for.
Love is worth fighting for.
Yes.
And you don't want to fight for the love.
No, I don't like stressing. If it's for me, it's definitely be for me.
If it's for you, it will definitely be for you. Wow. Well, I just think is a kind of, that means they were never friends. Because for two friends to actually fight because of a lady, she's not even your wife yet. There's no probability. Now that he has stabbed the other friend, will the girl now give him trophy like, oh, thank you for killing this boy?
He will go to jail now.
He will go to jail and someone else will eventually get married to this lady.
And none of them are going to get married to
none of them. The first guy have died. He's going to jail. So the girl will go to another person.
Exactly.
So there's no point actually fighting. See all this thinking like, okay, we'll fight for love, something. I don't believe in that school of thought. You don't fight for love. Love is not something you can fight for. It's not trophy. It's not a medal. It's not competition. Just do what you have to do. Do what you can do within your means. Make sure you fulfill all righteousness. Then, if the person stays with you, it's fine. And they don't, that means they don't see anything in you. They don't, you guys don't connect. So that's just it. There's nothing special in fight. How can you be fighting for someone? No, I can't do that. It's not just part of me. Now let's move on to the next one. UK-based Nigerian lament constant billing from relatives in Nigeria. A Nigerian lady based in the United Kingdom has lamented the rate of financial requests from her family and friends in Nigeria. In a video that went viral on Wednesday, the unidentified lady lamented how friends and relatives always ask for money when they talk on the phone. She said, in quote, "I can't be the only one that this thing is happening to. You can't even call your people in Nigeria, the next thing is billing. It is not easy here either. I'm just going home on night shift. See my face, very rough. You people cannot